Welcome to the start of our Irish winter van life adventure. Over the next few months we will be driving the coastline of Northern Ireland and along the wild Atlantic way. So we're going to get back in the van, get down to the hopefully sheltered, more sheltered, bloody hairs everywhere.
Our only plan, turn right at Belfast.
Obviously with full-time van life, sometimes things don't go according to plan, as this didn't yesterday.
I'm interested and I thank you for that interest.
Good morning and welcome to this blustery and wet morning here in Ireland. We got off the ferry last night and we headed to just outside of Carrickfergus, and we headed up to a war memorial where we parked for the evening. Nice little spot, some great views across.
The war memorial is called Knockar War Memorial. It is the highest, tallest memorial in Northern Ireland, dedicated to our troops, our brave troops from the First and Second World War, and it's about half an hour's drive from Belfast. So after a long ferry trip, a very decent place to plot up and rest our weary heads despite the wind and the frequent visitors from the boy racers who weren't racing about, to be fair. They come here, I suppose,
Bit of music, woo.
smoke their drugs and buggered off, or whatever they do. I don't know. I'm not here to judge, and I'm not a policeman.
So yeah, we're going to go down now, hopefully get a bit of shelter for this evening for New Year's Eve. So yeah, we're going to take it from there. But before that, I'm going to take you outside. So here we are on this mad and blustery day. Hoping you can hear me. And here we have the War Memorial. There we have it, Knockar Monument. I think that's Carrickfergus over there. Yeah, the wind is blowing a mental one. So we're going to get back in the van, get down to the hopefully sheltered, more sheltered, bloody hairs everywhere. Get back to somewhere more sheltered and yeah, assess where we're going to go for the next few days, and also check the weather because that is something we haven't done. So this is our park up for the evening. This is a Brewers Fair. We're in Carrickfergus. Used to be a Brewers Fair, which is now shut down. And apparently it's a lot quieter here than the car park that we've just passed for traffic and that. So we're going to pull in here for the night, and it's a free one. So yeah, not a bad view. And quite sheltered as well. Yeah. We were on a mission this morning to find water and a loo drop, and apparently there is one round here. But we're not actually sure where it is. So we've got to find the marine reception, and apparently you've got to get a token from there. So that's where we're going to go now, and hopefully we should find what we need to fill up with water and empty our toilet. There's certainly a lovely big marine around here.
Right, how much water does that give us?
I think it gives you kilowatt hour. I'm not sure how much water because I've never actually used it, you know.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So.
Should we take two?
Yeah, just in case.
Will they work anywhere else?
Anyway, there's a site, I'll take those tokens. So.
Yeah, we'll take two, please.
So we've got our tokens now. That's for water. We're not sure how much water we're going to get with one token, so we've brought two just in case. Carrickfergus is a historical walled town in County Antrim and sits on the north shore of the Belfast Lough. It predates the capital city of Belfast and at one stage was larger and more prominent. Parts of the wall are still visible today. So I don't know about you, babe, but it's bloody freezing.
Bit chilly, babe, that's for sure.
The wind and rain has dispersed, but Jesus, it is cold. Big hats and thick trousers, methinks.
We like it, though. Bit of winter, proper winter.
Yeah, we do like it. At least we can still get out and about, which is
Well, what you can do when it's wet and windy.
yeah. So we're actually at Carrickfergus Castle, which was actually built in the late 12th century by an Anglo-Norman knight by the name of John de Courcy, and he invaded Ulster in 1170, and this is what he started building. It is the best preserved Norman castle in Ireland. The castle withstood many battles and surrendered to the forces of William of Orange in 1689. Used to be known as a servery. On the lavatory. Oh wow. It's a banqueting room. Head honcho North. John de Courcy's wife, Fraser, I believe she was called. So it's a pretty cool castle, and for £6 per adult, I think it's £3 for kids, £4 for OPs. It's not bad at all. Probably take about an hour and a half of your time. Well worth having a little visit if you're passing through this area. Beautiful location as well. So here we have a Churchill tank that was used in the Second World War, or they were used in the Second World War.
Built in Belfast,
What was that interesting fact about them, babe?
Built in Belfast by Holland and Wolff, the shipbuilders.
Oh. Pretty cool. And if you look back, you will actually see us mention about these Churchills when we did our trip to Normandy. And that memorial that dedicates to all the men and women from the borough of Carrickfergus who joined the Ulster Defence Regiment to protect their families, neighbours and friends against the terrorist threat to Ulster. We salute you. And seeing the pillory here actually reminds me that in 1711, here in Carrickfergus, it was the last ever witch trial that ever took place in Ireland. And now you're in the pillory, actually, it brings back, I've got an interesting fact regarding the pillory. 8 women were accused of witchcraft on a lady called Mary Dunbar. They did believe that she was possessed by the devil. However, she accused them of witchcraft. They were pleaded not guilty, but found guilty, and they were sentenced to 1 year in prison and 4 days in the pillory. Interesting fact, eh?
Interesting fact.
Very interesting. You didn't know that, did you?
I'm interested, and I thank you for that interest.
You can get out now. So we are heading back to the van now, leaving Carrickfergus. Got to go and get some LPG. But before we do that, we're going to fill up with water and empty our toilet. We stayed at the Brewers Fair pub car park on the harbour and stayed here for 2 nights. It was free, quiet, and we had some amazing views of the harbour and castle. So before we move on, this is in a car park just up from where we stayed. Proper European relay. Relax. And of course you got water. It's all push button, and you have to get what is known as jetons, and it's 1 jeton for 100 litres. And you can also pay for 1 jeton for an hour's worth of electric as well. Obviously it depends on how many jetons you get. There's also loo drop. And obviously a place to clean your toilet as well. Pretty cool bit of kit, and really good to see that they're using them in Northern Ireland as well. Not the best strange driving all this fog and mist. Especially when all we're doing is looking for LPG. Wow.
Charlotte stopped. In the raised observation posts,
It's snowing.
gendarmes with what appeared to be machine
Not what we
guns.
need.
While the housing complex looked civilian, even hospitable in a bleak way, there was something wrong about the barbed wire and the guns.
In a quarter of a mile, turn right onto Tully Road, A26.
And it's settling. So we now found some LPG. We've had to come quite out of our way because the garage we first went to, it wasn't working. So hopefully this does. And to top it all off, it's now snowing. So as the snow has started falling and it's very, very foggy out there this evening, we've come and got our LPG, and we've decided, you know what, we don't always have to have fancy park-ups. We're going to park in the garage where we've just filled up from, and there's a big parking space at the back with toilets, and it's also got a water hose pipe as well. So yeah, so that's where we're parked for the evening. The road, we're just outside of Crumlin, at a service station there. One good thing is, if it carries on snowing and we do get snowed in, we've got the LPG on tap and the what was that?
Don't know.
We've got the LPG on tap, and also got fuel if needed, and a little shop to go and get us some groceries, worst case scenario. We're getting big old bangs on the window. 2 bangs thus far. We don't know what it is, but it seems like someone might be throwing snowballs at us, or throwing something at the van. Don't know what it is, to be fair, but someone may not be happy with us parked here. No one there?
No, I can't pull off.
Oh, I think we're safe. Whoever it is probably having a little laugh. Good morning, fellow peeps. So this morning we have woke up. The snow has left us. We've got a little bit on the ground, but not too much. Certainly should make for better driving conditions this morning, hopefully. And there's also no more fog, which was quite bad last night. Was it another reason we stayed here? Not the best stop. Very loud last night. The main road was very busy, so yeah, it kept us awake a lot of the evening. But we were sensible. We didn't continue on our journey. Obviously, with full-time van life, sometimes things don't go according to plan, as this didn't yesterday. We tried to get LPG in Belfast, but unfortunately the machine was being temperamental, so we had to come all the way to Crumlin. That was the next closest one with the LPG in. So
After leaving our impromptu park up for the night, we took the road and headed back to the coastal route. We headed to a town called Larne, recommended to us by a local. After a short walk round, we found this town very underwhelming, although it had a very decent park up and some brilliant views. The best thing we saw there was the monument.
the Chain Memorial Tower was built in 1888 and is dedicated to James Chain. He founded Larne's short sea route to Scotland and also established the town as a transatlantic port. So we've parked in Larne for the evening, and we're actually parked right next to the ferry port, which is just there. Now I've got a funny feeling we're going to end up having to listen to the drone of the ferry running all night, but we will see. I know one's due to go out soon, so hopefully that'll be it. And you've also got a power station over there, which you probably can't see at the moment. Yeah, but it's actually quite a nice view, especially with all the lights on the harbour side and on the port. But we've also got some amazing stars in the sky. Again, I don't know if this is going to pick it up. Hopefully it's going to be a lovely clear day in the morning.